I didn't get it on camera, but came right up on a doe, a whitetail, who was totally alone. Didn't detect me at all. That just shows you how much you can accomplish with stealth, proper walking technique. My scent isn't covered or anything. Coming out this time of day, it is the most beautiful, but you also have the most wildlife encounters, and that can be good or bad. I reached the creek, and I expected the water to be a bit lower. Not that it matters much, but there are several blackwater streams that run through this preserve, which is roughly 50,000 acres, and they all lead to the ocean. They run into the Gulf. So, it's quite interesting. These floodplains that disperse away from stream sources, like you saw over there, primarily function as rainwater reservoirs. So the water that is here isn't only coming from the stream and dispersing over, it's actually from rainwater as well when it rains. Areas like this with very mesic soils collect tons of it and recharge the aquifer. So right here is actually where the stream turns, starts heading west. I've been this way before, contemplating whether I want to go that way again, because the water is a little higher than I expected. There are no trails out here. There's nothing but wilderness. 4 miles and miles in every direction. So you really have to know your way around out here. Here is some sphagnum moss, or more commonly known as peat. There's more here. Quite a bit of peat. You don't usually see much here. Over there you might be able to see a massive bald cypress tree. And that's where we're headed. Just a little tip for you here when you're hiking this type of habitat. If you notice, the canopy opens up a little bit and you notice that the crowns of the trees start to get lower. That's usually an indication of drier land ahead. Because when we look back this way, The canopies remain pretty close to one another, fairly closed, and about the same height. You have a lot of wetland species here. As you look this way, you're going to get more into field elm, blue beech, and oak. So the fens that protrude from the water, grass islands basically, start to run closer together. Boom, 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 until finally you have solid land and you're basically out of the swamp now. You are in adjacent uplands. And you can see the lower canopies I was talking about from red maples. They typically become lower. This is not just me rambling. This is very important to know, because if you were to get lost while hiking in wooded swamps like this, you need to know how to find dry land. And right now we are on relatively dry land. You need to know which direction to head way ahead of time. You need to have distant indicators and sight. I know a lot of people say to stay put when you get lost, but these people are not talking about when you're hiking in wooded swamps. Frankly, there's nothing you can do. You have to move, because you're not going to build a fire in the middle of pools of water. There are bear tracks coming this way. Continuing that way, and they start to disappear in the grass. So it totally turns into mixed forest that way, and eventually becomes pine flatwoods, which definitely means it's going to be dry land, but I'm not going that way because it is dense. I'd rather take the more mesic path and still be able to see where I'm going better. Got an old growth loblolly pine right here. Another one that way, can't really see it though. And then this one. Gorgeous. I have never seen this cypress before. It's unbelievably huge. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is a massive one. This is really, really old. Damn. I'd say this is the second oldest bald cypress that I've seen in my entire time of exploring this preserve. I mean, this is a big deal. We're back at the creek, and from here it's just following it back that way. Well, I came here on foot. Somebody happened to park this incredibly sexy Chevy S10 here. That was a good one. Thank you for coming along. No special wildlife sightings, really, just that doe at the beginning of the hike. No snakes. But that's usually how it is out here. There are tons of them, certainly, but I never see any. It's probably a good thing. I take the topic of snakes seriously. A lot of people say that they tend to mind their own business. I'm inclined to agree, but you know, there is such thing as a snake getting startled, and just like we humans, when we're startled, we tend to get aggravated or, you know, even pissed off, and in their case, they strike with literal venom and not metaphorical venom. So it's the first time I've had water in 6 hours. I think the hike was roughly 10 miles, but it's always less than I'd hike on dry land because you have to go slow out here. Just to watch out, and also give yourself time to poke with the walking stick, because with wetlands, especially ones like these, the depths are unpredictable. You know, you can be walking as if you're on dry land at one point and then step into a hidden sinkhole